to come on and talk about was that I've had Christine, who's going to talk a little bit, as my client. She was actually my very first Lady the F Up client. I have a 35 plus year career as a fitness professional and a college prof teaching fitness and health. It's been my entire career. But when COVID happened, I had to pivot. And luckily enough, Lexi and Rima knew me and they brought me on to join them. So part of the deal was we'll give you a few clients, but then we need you to get your own. And I was lucky enough through a referral to meet Christine. And when we had our initial talk, she said, I'm going to be, or I've just turned 60. I've had a car accident. I've tried to be fit my whole life. I just don't feel that I look the way I work out. Like she works out really hard. She's trying to watch her diet, like nutrition, but she says I'm not getting the results that I want. So let's jump ahead to 20, that was 2020, 2025. She actually was chosen out of thousands of submissions at 64. She just turned 65 last week to be in the hot and fit. So I wanted to actually share her picture. So here's one of her pictures. Um, Not retouched, nothing. And we had a lot of fun doing this shoot. We've had a lot of fun helping her hit her goals and dispelling myths that it's too late. I actually had a 37-year-old woman start working with me who, needed to lose body fat and needed to build muscle, needed to do everything that all of us want to do. And what was so shocking and sad to me is she's asked me, is it too late? And I said, for what? Like I like to join up with me? Like I didn't know what she meant. And what it was, no, I'm 37. Is it too late for me? Or do I always have? I said, oh my gosh. I told her I'm going to be 60 in 2 months. So this was in the fall. Never too late. In fact, studies are showing that women in their 50s and 60s and 70s and into their 80s can build muscle just like younger women. It just doesn't come as easily. We just have to work harder and we have to be on with our nutrition, like the protein and no, you know, no junk type of thing. So Christine really embodies that, and I've been lucky enough to have lots of beautiful, wonderful clients over 45, and Lexi thought it might be nice to bring her on as being one of the originals of Lady the F Up. So, Christine, introduce
Hi,
yourself.
can you hear me, Deb?
Yep, we can all hear you.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm 65 as of Tuesday. Um, Boy, it's been a journey, huh, Deb?
Yeah,
When I first started, I was really scared. The gyms were closed, and I remember setting up whatever I had in my house, my weights, my mat, and every night I was exercising. I kept saying to my husband, "This is not working. I'm probably going to die at the end of all this." He goes, "Oh, just keep going what Deborah tells you to do." So I did it every single day, every single day. Well, how long, Debbie? For 4 years? I kept doing it. Go, "Oh, I'm not seeing results." And Deborah goes, "Have patience." So I had patience, and look what happened. I was like blown away when Deborah texted me and said, "Look what happened." And like Deborah said, you're never too old. I had that mindset as well, but Deborah changed my mindset, and I didn't believe it until I physically saw it in the magazine. So I was just overwhelmed, and I still am. So thanks, Deb, for all your nutrition, your workouts. She was beside me every single day. It's been a tough. And like I told Debbie, I've done every fitness class. I joined the gym. I was doing every workout class. Nothing was working. I actually did F45, what, Deborah, for a year.
yeah.
Nothing worked. The only thing I would text my husband from the car in the garage and say, honey, I overdid it. Can you please get me out of the car? I don't think I can move. So F45 was not working for me. I could hardly move for 2 days. It was like an hour and a half of brutal exercise. And when I started working out for me, Debbie was saying, oh, do this, do that, and watching all the videos. And actually, girls, it works. So if you have a coach, they're all fabulous. Just listen to your coach and have patience. That's the only thing I can tell you. But,
But
and
it didn't take you 4 years to look as good
no,
as
it
you
didn't.
look. No, it didn't. Because we did get results. And then we did a beautiful photo shoot, and then we did a build, and then, we brought you back down. And I have to give you huge credit for trusting me in a build. I've had many women go on builds who call me crying. I can't get my pants on. I feel so fat. I don't like this. And I'm like, you need to trust the process. You need to build the muscle. And it's not easy. It's a mind shift,
No,
but you did it.
not easy.
No, it's fun to do all the eating, but then you have to do the hard training. And then at the end of it, you have to turn everything around and lean out. But the bottom line is we have you eating more now, and we still haven't reverse dieted you properly, than when you first started with me, and weighing a lot less, so, and you've lost a lot of inches. So it's great. If anybody's wondering why F45 doesn't work that well for women, you know, of a certain age, and I'm going to say once you start of getting those the perimenopause years, it's because it is keeping, it's the type of exercise that is not strenuous enough, like a true hit for 20, 30 minutes max, that helps elicit a hormonal response to actually build and maintain muscle. It's more of a kick your ass endurance. It's too long, and the body goes into survival mode. And when you go into survival mode, you're just basically spinning your wheels. Now, is there a place for F45 in a program? Absolutely. Do I have women doing it? Yes. I tell them you're going to do one class or two classes max, and that's your cardio. You're not allowed to do any other cardio for the rest of the week other than walking, because sometimes people need it for the community. They like that. But generally, the reason why these classes also don't work is because they're not tailored to your needs. And that's what I did with Christine. I listened to all the working out that she did, and I never once thought, "Oh, wow, this person needs a kick in the butt to get off the couch." It was more, okay, every class she's taken or taking is geared to be able to be marketed to the woman who just had a baby, to the woman who might be, you know, perimenopause, like, or whatever. It's just across the board. And that fine tuning of the nutrition and the amount of cardio and resistance training, where, the proper programming really does make changes in your body. I didn't want to bring up Christine's before and after photos because I hadn't asked her permission beforehand, but I will post them if she is okay with that. I mean, she's in a hot and fit magazine, so, but you'll see that it was like mostly a lot of inches. Like how much weight? Maybe 15, 16 pounds that we've lost?
I think maybe more, Deb.
Oh, okay. I honestly don't remember. It's been so long.
I know. It could be just 20,
It could be 20.
20 to 25, I would say, estimate.
Okay. And you've maintained it for the 4 years,
Yes.
even through a build and a cut and a build and a cut. And now we're not building per se, we're reverse dieting you out of it so that you can still maintain great results, but start to eat a little bit more and do a little less cardio.
Right.
right? Because ladies, if you're ever thinking of doing any kind of cut or a photo shoot, your coach will have to give you cardio and typically more than what we normally would prescribe because it's not that cardio is the best way to lose body fat. It's just the fastest. It just really, if you have only 8 weeks, 12 weeks to get somebody ready, you're not going to just tell them to do it through just resistance training unless they're already, low body fat percentage and they just need fine tuning. Was there ever a point where you felt like you wanted to quit, Christine?
Yes. At the beginning, I'm not going to lie. I was sweating. My body wasn't used to working out like this, even though I did F45 and all kinds of classes at my gym. This was totally different. It was a workout for me, for my body. And then when the inches started coming off, and I remember calling Debra and said, I can't keep my underwear on. They're falling off as I walk. And last week, actually it was a couple of weeks ago before all this photo. So I said, Debra, I'm in a small underwear. I think I can wear an extra small now. But it's just amazing. Like people would come up to me at the gym and say, hey, you're here every single day. So ain't I. But how come I don't look like you? And I say, what are you eating? Are you eating poorly? Yes, I am. Well, if you want to look good, you have to eat properly. That's my remark. Um, it doesn't matter if you're working out 6 days a week or 7 days a week. If you're not eating properly, you're not going to get the look you want or feel better. So I can highly recommend if make sure your food's right at point. Eat properly, eat whole foods. Remember, Debbie kept saying, eat whole foods. That's all. Eat whole foods. And once I changed my mindset and to listen to her 100% what she was saying to me, then I saw more changes. So I strictly stay with whole foods. Right, Deb?
Did you have a hard time eating all the protein? Because that seems to be the biggest hurdle for a lot of women, um, not able to get all the protein in. I mean, and your protein's not that high right now. It's
No.
not at all.
Well, I made sure I had protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks. That's the only way you can do it. You split it all up and you have it like 3 or 4 times a day instead of eating it all at once.
Yeah.
And that's what I learned from Deborah. She goes, make sure you have protein every morning. So I had it every morning, every lunch, every breakfast, and then my snack later, I also had protein. So,
Yeah. It's really important um, to start your day with a good dose of protein because it helps to balance your blood sugar right from the very beginning of the day. And if you don't do that, you're more likely to get that dip in the afternoon and want to abandon your good habits because your blood sugar's lower and it's been doing this all day. But if you right out of the gate, nice protein with carbs, with some fat, it'll hold
mhm,
you and then keep going. I posted on Instagram high protein ideas and some coach, a guy coach, I don't remember his name, but he doesn't work for us, said, "Whoa, that's one hefty snack." And so I wrote back, I actually don't like the word snack. I think snack is a dumb word. I like to think of things as mini meals. Like snack, like everybody wants to know, like, what can I eat as a snack? What can I eat as a snack? Take your meal, and if you can't eat all that protein at once, break it into two. And then, eat it. And then a couple hours later, eat the rest of it. And then if you have a dinner, do the same, like cut it into two. And it's not that I'm suggesting that you have to eat into the evening, but if you start spacing it out, if you make your lunch two little mini meals and then your dinner two little mini meals, then you've had your breakfast. That's another way that you're able to get all the food in and whole foods because it's not that the whole foods are magical or anything like that. It's just that they're full of nutrients and they're going to fill you up and they're not highly palatable processed foods that just go through you. And what else did I want to say about that? There something in my head, but you know what? Like, is this because I'm 60 now that this happens? Sometimes I'm at work and I'm talking to one of the male coaches and they're like 30, 25 and younger. And they're looking at me and I'm trying to think of a word. And they're looking at me and I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't think of the word." It's so embarrassing. And I go, "Oh yeah, yeah, I got it." Um yeah, a lot of women when they start with Lady the F Up will say, "Oh, that's too much food. I'm not used to eating all this." And I give a very clear dose of reality. You might not be used to eating this amount of volume, but trust me, you were used to eating this many calories. They just came in a very poor form or highly palatable because the only way that we actually can lose body fat is to be in that deficit and, making sure that we're maintaining our muscle mass. Um, Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to ask? No? Okay. Is there anything, Christine, that you wanted to share? Anything inspirational?
Um, well, I am 65, and the last week or so at work, um, I changed my role the last week or so, my job. And I usually don't do this job. And I think if anyone had to do what I had to do this week, you'd be like, I cannot do that. Well, this week we started, and actually, I'm outperforming anybody else who's at least 20 to 30 years younger than me. And
Really?
basically, so think of 80 feet when you go down into a grocery store in the shampoo aisle, especially a Walmart. Look at how long that shelf is. Now, picture yourself removing all that product off the shelf. Every shampoo, they're like 340 mLs to 890. I moved them all, and everyone's going, "Oh my God, you just removed all that." And I lifted it all up and put it back. "Oh, you're done already? Can you help us over here?" So I'm like out doing them. And the other day they knew it was my birthday. They all saying happy birthday to me, and they said, we look at you and think you cannot be 65. How you look, your strength, you're fast paced, nothing bothers you. And I said, well, thanks to the Lady F Up, because I wouldn't be here today because I can lift good. Um, I don't feel old. Every morning I get up, I can't wait to go to the gym every day. And this week I usually go at 4 o'clock in the morning, right, Deb? Right
Yeah.
before work.
Yeah.
But this week, my whole schedule has changed. I'm going after work because I have to start work this week around 6:37, and
Oh,
that's traveling there. And I'm like, nope, I am not missing the gym. I come home if I'm out at 1:32 because we were there early morning. Come home, get my workout stuff on, and I drive to the gym. And that's what I did like a couple hours ago.
that's good. Good.
And I'm not as tired because I'm eating properly. I'm getting enough sleep. And the other thing, Deb, you have to get sleep.
Oh,
5 hours is not
100%.
going to do it.
No.
I get really cranky if I don't get a lot of hours sleep. I get irritable. I can't do anything. Even if I'm eating properly, if I don't sleep enough, I'm done.
Yeah,
So,
sleep is very, very important. The one thing I wanted to say too, guys, is that correlation doesn't mean causation. And we talk a lot about, after the age of 30, losing muscle mass. Well, that doesn't happen if you're lifting. If you're lifting, so if you started your lifting journey in your 20s or at 30 and you're continuing, you don't have to be scared that, oh my God, I'm 40, I've lost 3 to 6% of my muscle mass. Now I'm 50, I'm losing even more muscle mass. Doesn't work that way. It's it's the statistics of losing muscle are to the people who don't do anything to maintain and have it grow, to give it the stimulus to grow. And I think that it's really important to make that distinction because a lot of women that will, sign up to work with us will say, "Oh, I gained all this weight. I'm, perimenopause hit, and then I just started gaining weight, and it's because I'm in menopause." And my first question is, how many times a week are you lifting weights? And
Hmm.
they're like, I don't lift weights, you know. Or I do F45, but I'm lifting weights. And I go, yeah, that's not lifting weights. That's lifting, but that's not resistance training. That's not geared to build muscle. You're working on endurance and fast and momentum. So, as I said earlier, it's never too late to reverse the signs of aging. You can reverse it at any age, but if if you started lifting when you were in your 20s or early 30s, because I don't know how old everybody's little black how old you are. All I see is black boxes with a name. I know some of you because I recognize, but the rest I don't know how old you are. So I'm just putting a blanket statement out that if you're in your 30s and you're lifting now, good for you because you're going to develop those habits and you're going to develop that muscle and continue to build good, dense muscle so that when you go into your 40s and 50s and hit your 60s, like myself and Christine, you're going to have a really nice metabolic machine and you're going to be stronger and you're going to feel better and you're going to help your hormones will be better. And I'm not talking about your estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone because those seems to be the only hormones that people think about. I'm also talking about your metabolic hormones, the ones that tell you when you're hungry and when you're satiated and how to regulate your blood sugar. So muscle isn't just to look good, but I know now as that I hit 60, I did a post the other day. I'm kind of backtracking and I said, if you're in your mid 50s, the average life expectancy in North America is 79, average. Okay. That means you've got roughly 23, 24 years left. That's 1,513 weeks left. So my daughters who are in their early 30s text me and go, what's with the death countdown? And I like they pound me all the time. Ooh, nice social media. You made me all that strobe lighting. I almost had a stroke. I was like, oh my God. There's nothing worse than 30-year-olds as your critics. But I said, it's not a death countdown. It's a reality check. And
Hmm.
I'm thinking about my own mother who can't get out of a chair. She's a tiny, frail little thing. She's full of osteoporosis. She's just going to snap into little pieces. It's sad. My grandmother, who couldn't get out of a chair or get off the toilet because she didn't have glute muscles or leg muscles. Like these are things that I actually think about now and think it's not, yeah, of course I want to look good. I want to look good as long as I can, but I also want to be independent. I do not want to be dependent on those two 30-year-olds that like to make fun of me all the time because the younger one who plans on having kids did say to me, Mom, Shaheen and I said you could come live with us if you ever needed to for some light housekeeping and babysitting. I was like, great, thanks. Just what I want to be is a 65-year-old nanny. Anyways, so if you're thinking, you know, it's too late, or somebody that's going, oh, it's too late. Like you can't build muscle. They're
Mm-mm.
they're wrong. And every study is proving it more and more and more and more that they're actually saying, yeah, women in your 50s, you can build it just as easily as women in their 20s and 30s. You just have to work harder and you have to be on your nutrition more and the sleep.
Sleep is important, Deborah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I can't do the 4 or 5 hour nights anymore. I can't function. Um, okay, so Christine, thank you for
Thank you.
on here. Guys, thank you for joining us. Does anybody have a question? Oh, sleep is a challenge when you have menopause. Oh, yes, it
Mm,
is.
oh, yes.
Yes, it is. Okay, I sleep with sometimes one leg out and the window open, and I I need it frosty. Like I need that room. And I don't get hot, I'm not getting hot flashes. Um, I'm actually, feeling okay, like okay. It's just like at night, all the heat, like I can't take it. But do you take magnesium before you go to bed? That that might help. Wear less clothing, cold room, fan. Like when I go to I'm at my partner's house right now. I mean, he lives 75 kilometers away, and I'm only here for a couple days out of the week. And he knows the drill. The window gets wide open, the fan gets turned on, and he can see his breath. And he's like, oh, I know better than to complain about that. Sleeping through the night. Okay, are you eating anything that's high carb or, a carb just on its own, but without fiber or anything before bed? Because if you're eating something that's like kind of high carby, it can actually wake you up as your blood sugar is cycling. Or is it that you have to get up and go pee because our bladders are a little bit less strong? That's okay, didn't answer, but um yeah, the less estrogen in your body does affect that. It does. And I think the goal is just to try to get as much as you can. Take magnesium, have a routine, pee, but sometimes I have berries if I didn't hit my carb target. Yeah, berries shouldn't be so bad because there's fiber in them, but I try to cut off all eating by like 3 hours and make the last thing I have my protein shake so that I've got a good dose of protein. Yes, I get up in the night sometimes to have to go pee because, Lady the F up, we have that 3.5 liter rule. So I was like, oh, my bladder. But I usually can fall back to sleep. There's a message here. It says, Christine, congratulations. Any advice to anyone who also wants to submit photos to a magazine? Oh, great question.
That's a good question.
Yeah. What's your
I
advice?
would actually I would actually make it your goal because that was my goal. And actually there was a lady that one was it, Debbie, a year ago.
Hmm.
And I said, Deborah, she's in her 50s. She goes, yeah. I go, you know what? That's my goal. That is my goal. I'm going to do that one day. Even if I don't get picked, that's going to be my goal. So we did the photo shoot, and even the photographer said, wow, Christine, you are so much better than the last two photo sessions because I was always so nervous. I'm too old. Who the heck wants to look at me? But Deb was going, wow, you did really good. My husband even came. He was blown away. He didn't know what a photo shoot was. And Deborah said, invite him. And at the end, we were driving back, and he said, wow, I am so proud of you. Even if you don't get picked, he said, I am so proud of you. Every day you ate properly, every day you worked out, you never gave up. And that's a lot of willpower. He goes, and I'm so happy I'm married to you. He goes, you just never give up. You're such a strong person. I'm still the same person but much stronger. And yesterday we went to the gym. I just came back from vacation. I said, hey, honey, want to work out with me? And he goes, oh, no, 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 no. And I go, why? He goes, you're crazy. I can't keep up with you. Right. And he's actually a couple of years older than me. So he'll come to the gym, but he stays far away from me. Right. I don't know, Deborah, if your partner's like that, but he stays far away from me. He goes, nope, not going near you. Um,
My
but
partner
anyway,
stays away from me at the gym because sometimes I am a little difficult to people who get in my face. Men.
yeah, me too.
I actually had this one guy come up to me. I was talking to a former student of mine who's pregnant. So to watch somebody be 19 years old and then now be 30 and starting her own family, I was excited to see her. Guy comes up and he goes, you're doing a lot of this. Workout time
Yep.
is over. And I go, get lost. I don't care what you have to say. And he was like, and And I go, who is this Joker? So my partner is he's quiet and nice, and he sometimes gets a little embarrassed because some big bodybuilder came over and was trying to give him tips, and I went, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. He's had a
Yeah.
shoulder surgery, shoulder injury. I've got this under control. You can just leave him alone. And my partner's 6'4". So this guy was just kind of looking like, who is this woman? I
Deb, you get
fight
that
for my
thing like
people.
back off. My husband will see me in a far distance, some bodybuilder or something will say something to me. And now my husband's going, oh God, here we go. We're gonna get arrested for sure today. And I don't know. I just tell them like like if I'm using a machine and I bend down to get something, and then he takes over, like, buddy, I'm using that machine. And normally I am outspoken, but I think with all the strength, I actually working with Debra gave me more confidence to stick up for myself too. It
Good.
just made me more confidence, made me stronger. And I'm like, you know what? I might be older, but you know what? I sure don't feel like it. So I'm going to start fighting for myself. And I do.
Well, I think the confidence comes from also like you work hard and you're seeing how you're changing your body and you've changed your mindset. You're healthier. You feel good. And when you feel good, you also don't want to be treated poorly. It doesn't mean that you have to get into arguments with people all the time. I'm not suggesting that, but you also do deserve to be able to speak up and you know, take up space. You don't have to be
Mhm.
quiet. You're allowed to take up space. But, back to Crystal, just because we kind of went off a little bit, make that your goal. Whoever your coach is, tell them that that's a goal to get to do that and formulate a plan. Because Christine and I made this plan a year ago, and I said, I will keep my eye open for when Arthur is shooting. I want you to shoot with Arthur because he's one of the better photographers for
Mhm.
fitness. And plus, he makes you feel comfortable. He's not, he doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. And I said, what we'll do is I'll start charting and I'll count back from the day of the shoot to when we need to start your cut. So it's not just, oh, I want to do a photo shoot. It's your coach needs to know when the date is and then work it back so that they can properly bring you in. You're with Magda and I'm booked for March 29th. Excellent. Oh,
Well,
that's
that's
good.
good.
Good for you. Excellent. Oh, well then you with Magda, you're with the Magazine Pro.
Mhm.
Gonna have no problems. You're gonna look fantastic at your shoot. That's amazing. They're fun. Photo shoots are fun. I remember the first one I ever did. I was like, it was my smile. I was so awkward. And the photographer kept saying, "Would you like a shot of tequila? You're really uptight." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm fine." But it's such an unnatural thing, to be there. But now it's just kind of fun. Is it like I don't take myself so seriously anymore, I think is what I'm trying to say. Then I was like all nervous, like
Mhm.
they're judging me. They're not judging me. They could care less. They know I'm not a professional. And that's kind of what the attitude you have to have.
They're there to help
Oh,
you too,
Damien, you're
Deb.
doing it on the 29th as well. Yeah, I have a client, Renee, who was here last week talking. She's going to be doing it as well. So it'll be a fun day. Does anyone have anything else they want to ask or share? No? Okay, well, I think we'll wrap it up then. We'll just make this a shorter one. Um, Christine, thank you so much for sharing your journey, and thank you for being a loyal, wonderful client and friend. We've developed a friendship, and I think it's a testament to you that you can be my friend and be a client because sometimes it's hard
Mhm.
to hear the feedback from a coach is one thing, but to hear it from a friend who's also a coach, we have to change our hats. And
Mhm.
you do a really good job with that. And so thank you because coaching you is such a pleasure, and it really, I I cried when I saw that you got into the magazine. Like I was so happy for you, so proud of you, and you know, it's people might think like what is it? It's not, it doesn't matter whether it was getting into a magazine, doing the CN Tower climb, doing a mud run. We also did a mud run together, Christine and I remember
Hmm.
that, getting the mud in our
Yeah.
mouth and everything. Um, it's setting a goal and then crushing that goal. That's really what this comes down to. It's setting a goal and then working hard towards that goal. The harder the goal, the bigger the commitment, the greater you feel. But if you can set a big goal and then smaller ones along the way, then it makes the journey a lot more palatable. But that's really, the magazine is just the vehicle. The real meat and potatoes here is that you set a big goal a year
Hmm.
ago and you stuck with it, and that's why your husband's proud of you. Because a lot of people give up. It gets hard and they just like, I can't do it. And sometimes it's necessary. They have to give up.
Hmm.
And there were times when you probably felt like you wanted to,
Oh
but
yeah. I said to my husband one day, "That's it. I can't do this shit anymore. This is too much for me. I'm gonna die." He goes, "You're not gonna die. Just get up." And he'd coax me in the morning at 4 because he can hear the alarm go off. He goes, "Get up, get up. You can't disappoint Deborah and yourself. Get up."
Claudia
Right?
is such a nice guy. Yeah.
And I drive in the morning, distinct, driving to the gym at 4:15. And I'm drinking my black coffee on the way. So here we go again. But once I open that gym door and I'm like, here I am, I just get excited. And I think going in the morning has really helped me, Deborah. Instead of
Yeah.
going to work, gave me more energy, made me more happy. I had energy like crazy. And as of today, I feel so much better than I did in my 30s. And I was with a girl yesterday that is going to be a client of Deborah's. And I said to her, "What is your goal when you join up with Deborah?" She goes, "My goal is to be like you." I said, "What do you mean be like me?" She goes, "I want to be in a magazine like you at 65." I'm like, "Okay, well, make that goal for yourself." She goes, "I'm going to do it." So, so it's a new client for Deborah. Probably what, in 3 months because he's having surgery.
Yes.
But that's what she said to me. "I want to do what you did." I said, "That I'm so glad you have a goal." So if any woman, I would tell you to make goals. And I had many goals, right, Deborah? I just
Mhm.
didn't stop. I just kept going and going and going and going. Goals work for me. So if a goal works for you, I would honestly tell you, if you always want to do a photo shoot, go do it. If
What
I can
about,
do it,
remember when you went for that job that you didn't think you would get?
yeah. I went
You
for a
you went
job
for
and I
a,
actually got
a
it.
higher level job and you got it.
Yep.
So the confidence comes in and you can use it in other ways. It's not just about a photo shoot. It's
It's everything
your
in your
life.
life.
Yeah.
Every day in your life, something new comes up, and you know what? Something that you wanted so badly, and you're like, "Oh no, I can't do that." And now I'm just leaping for everything. Okay, I'll go try that. Okay, I'll go do this. Right? And right now, I'm training new employees at work. They're like 35 years old, younger than me, probably younger. And I'm like, why did they put me as a mentor for these young people? But you know what? They love me to death because I'm real. I talk to their level and they go, "You're very interesting. We love you." Right? Because I don't act like an old woman. Right? They ask me questions and I give them they know when I'm not going to lie to them. Right? And I said, "You know what?" And at the end, I said, "Okay, when you're doing this job and it's not working well, take a lot of notes and always cover your ass." That's what I said to them because anything can happen in this job. And that's what they always say. Like people I've trained 15 years ago, they go, "I still remember that first day. Work hard and cover your ass." They still remember that. It's true though, Deborah. If you're
No,
if
it
you're
is true.
working, you find things, you know what? This is gonna work for me. And they actually have higher positions than I have right now. So I'm happy for them.
No, that's
Right?
good. It's nice to work with young people. I love, like, obviously, I'm the oldest coach, like by a lot. Um, but I love the younger coaches because their energy. I have no problem telling them I don't know how to do this reel. I'm like, Magda, can you help me? How do I edit this video? Or I go, guys, do I wear this dress or this dress? Like, I want your opinion. I love the younger coaches, their energy and their perspective, and I'm just grateful that they treat me like I'm one of them, even though I don't try to be like in my 20s and 30s. I like that there's no like, oh, she's old. They actually laugh at me, a lot. They think I'm funny and I'm going, yeah, I'm not trying to be funny, but okay. But yeah, so I mean, I went skating with Lexi and Mia and Magda, and one of Mal's clients, Anna, came, and we had a lot of fun. And I was farting around on skates trying to do turns and arabesques, and then I wiped out, and then Lexi wiped out filming me, and it was a lot of fun. And I thought, you know what? This year so far, turning 60, I've gone snowboarding. I went snowboarding with Lexi. I've gone skating twice. Like, I'm doing more now than I did before. So, I'm grateful for them and their youth and their energy because it's infectious. Okay, guys, I am going to wrap it up now this time. We could just sit here and like, anybody
Okay.
want to go grab a tea? Thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it. It's always nice to have people that will, why is this popping up? I've got all these little pop-ups coming up that join us. And Lexi's worked very hard to put this community together. And as always, we're so grateful for your support outside of being great clients. So have a great night, and we'll see you on the socials. Okay.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank you. I'm going to stop the recording.